There's something profoundly beautiful about those moments in meditation when everything begins to settle, when the mind softens, the breath slows, and you feel as though you're finally arriving in the right here and the right now. Those deeper states of meditation. In Buddhism, there are 8 jhanas. And those jhanas are different states of meditative concentration that we progress through. And in this episode, I'm going to discuss how you can get to the first 2 jhanas, which are going to make you feel incredibly relaxed and peaceful. And what you're going to learn is that it's not about forcing things. In order to enjoy those deep levels of meditation, you need to sit and just allow things to happen. If that sounds good, please remember to subscribe. The jhanas of Buddhism are these incredibly deep, rich layers of meditative absorption. Stillness, focus, immersion. It's when, think about your awareness like water that you're pouring into a jug. When you're not focused, your awareness spills all over the place. But when you enter the jhanas, your awareness, your water is poured into the jug without a single ripple or splash. And so that's the level of concentration that we enjoy when we get to the first and the second jhanas. Now, for some people, it might feel like these deep levels of meditation, these jhanas, are out of reach, like they're reserved for monks and for people who somehow have the time to meditate for 10 hours a day. But I can assure you that you can access the jhanas, and you don't need to sit for any longer, and you don't need to try any harder. Instead, you need to learn peaceful abiding, stillness. You need to have a mind that is not pushing nor pulling, nor wrestling with goals, nor dwelling in the past. A mind that knows how to stay, how to be still no matter what. And I'll tell you how to get that in just a moment. So we're talking about the jhanas, the progressively deeper states of meditative absorption. Now let me tell you something that I wish somebody had said to me a lot earlier. You need to stop trying so hard. Counterproductive as it might seem, to access the jhanas, those deep states of meditation, you need to, stop trying to access the jhanas. Because not only does trying make it difficult, it makes it impossible. Striving is the very opposite of peaceful abiding. As long as your meditation is about trying to achieve something, your nervous system will be on alert. Your mind will be scanning for results. You'll be forcing your awareness. And that forcing is the very thing that blocks so many people from accessing the jhanas and those deeper states of meditation. Now, the key, as has been the case for thousands of years, is to practice Buddhist meditations such as anapanasati, which is mindfulness of breath, vipassana, easy for me to say, vipassana, which is observation of phenomena, and samatha, which is a single pointed focus. Those, after so many thousands of years, still remain the absolute #1 ways to get to a deeper state of meditation. You can read about all those techniques on my blog, thedailymeditation.com. However, you don't just want to do those meditations as a throwaway checklist. Yeah, I did anapanasati, I did samatha, whatever. You need to approach it with the right kind of attitude. So how do you get to the jhanas? Well, it's about creating the correct conditions under which your mind can peacefully abide. The first jhana, which is when your attention settles fully, isn't some mystical reward. It's what happens when you stop chasing peace and you actually settle in the here and now. It's when your attention stops bouncing around and begins to settle. The breath or whatever meditation object you're using becomes your whole world. You might still have thoughts, but they're no longer sticky. Those thoughts pass by like clouds, and underneath it all, this soft joy starts to rise. It's not big, it's not flashy. It's just this quiet feeling that something inside you finally gets to stop gripping. You don't force it. You don't crack a code. You stop trying so hard, and the first jhana, that peaceful abiding, will come to you. And then something even subtler will happen. As your mind settles further, the second jhana will appear, where thought activity ceases completely, not because you did something, but because your mind has learned that it can be peaceful by not forcing anything, by just accepting. That background effort, that internal narrating will fade away, and what remains is just presence, smooth, steady, whole. You're not trying to meditate anymore, you're simply there. And the joy that you experience at that point will deepen. It will become embodied, less mental, more full body radiance. And here's the part that nobody says out loud. This isn't about getting through all 8 jhanas. This isn't a spiritual tournament. I've had previous clients who were so proud that they'd gotten through the 8 jhanas, and they challenged me had I done so, which is fine, except that we shouldn't look at these things as achievements, as goals to be strived towards, because doing that prevents you from actually enjoying the jhanas. So instead of your mind thinking that it has to control everything, you need to let go and recognize that peacefulness comes from just letting go and peaceful abiding. Now, most people get stuck when trying to access the jhanas, and it isn't because they don't have it in them, but because of the way that they've been taught to meditate, and also the way in which they've just learned to see the world. Most people, they sit still, but inside they're still tense. They're trying to feel calm. They're constantly checking, am I doing this right? They're watching themselves instead of just being. Like Osho said, be, don't try to become. They think they're meditating, but really their nervous system is still on high alert, trying to survive the moment. I've worked with people who said, Paul, I don't think I've got it in me to be the kind of person that can access these very deep levels of meditative stillness. People who tried everything, they tried every technique, they tried every app, they tried everything. Try is the important word, because they tried and they tried and they tried and they tried and they tried, and the very thing that was stopping these people from accessing the jhanas was trying. Because as counterproductive and crazy as it sounds in the Western world, you cannot access the jhanas by trying to access them. You have to access them by letting go and allowing them to come to you. It's like a little creature that you want to hold in your hand. You chase after it and it runs away, but then you stop. And you just sit there peacefully with your hands open, and the creature comes and sits on your hand. That's what the jhanas is all about. But it's very difficult for people to do that, because in society these days we're taught to fight, we're taught to try, we're taught to control, we're taught to push. The absolute last thing that we're told to do when we're growing up is accept things and just be. That's the absolute last thing that we're told. So it's no wonder that for 99.9% of the people that I teach in meditation lessons, it's very difficult, and in fact for me as well years ago, it's very difficult to get to that state of mind where you recognize that letting go is the key to peacefulness and the key to the jhanas. But if you can get that, if you can nail the fact that, okay, I'm just existing and that's enough, and whether I'm meditating correctly or not, I'm not even going to check that. I'm not going to challenge that. Or whether I'm calm enough, I'm not even going to think about that. I'm just going to exist. Because existing is enough. When you do that, then the jhanas come to you. You don't create that peacefulness. You don't create the deep states of meditation. Those deep states of meditation, those jhanas, they exist already. But you're trying and you're fighting and you're striving stops you from accessing them. As soon as you stop that, they will be there waiting for you. And that is my guide to the jhanas. I hope you found this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, be peaceful.